Pandora friends, my name's Leanne and I'm mad for Pandora. Welcome back to another video. Today I would like to finally share what I bought in the June-July sales. Now there were a couple of double ups, so I won't bother showing you those, but there was a few things that I wanted to share. Now I've just popped them in my little box here. Okay, I did end up buying the Pandora Me earrings. Now, the biggest reason I bought these earrings is because I had an idea of what to do with the top part. So I wasn't really worried that it was bright orange on the bottom. But I will show you what I can do with these. So I do have two of the little heart earrings. Now these are retired now, and I did only pay, I think it was $10 each or something. They were quite cheap. So you can just like hook a Pandora Me earring in a like pendant in there. And I thought this, out of all my little Pandora Me's, this is probably the only one that really suits me wearing them like this. Now these do come apart, and one of mine's a little bit faulty, so I have to make sure it's clipped in. They didn't have any more, or I would have swapped them. I did buy them online, and you know what happens when you buy stuff online. You can't always choose what you get. So this part here, I have discovered actually fits quite well with these barrels. So this was one of my ideas of just having an extra top. I mean, I have heaps of the hoops and the hooks, but I wanted something a little bit different. So if you do have any of these barrels, you can use them for this purpose. It's good to know when things fit and when things don't. Now I don't have very thick ears, so these ones fit fine, but I think if you had really thick ears, you'd probably want to go for the CZ version anyway of the tops, because they look a lot bigger. These are quite tiny, and I only just get them on my ears. So I did actually see someone on Instagram using these earrings, and hopefully this is the one that fits. One fits one way and one doesn't, so for some reason I have to use a particular hoop, like the blue bits. The little silver bit's a little bit tighter on one than the other, but that's pretty cute too. And of course I have my other little flower, topaz flower earrings. They would also fit on there. But I have found that most of my earrings don't fit on these because they're slightly thicker. So these ones are actually called Pandora Me Bright Orange Hoop. So just an idea if you get a chance to pick any of them up for a crazy price like I did. I wouldn't have paid the earth. They do sell them separately, so it's like $10 each one, whereas I think they're originally like maybe $50 each. So I really can't complain that I got them so cheap. And I definitely think they look quite cute with these little dangles. I mean, some people like to mix and match what dangles they put on, but I think two the same is sort of like what I like to do. So there we go. So that's the first thing I got. Now, I ended up buying this in the store. Well, I sort of was watching them on the sales and they did sell out, and I was really wanting to get one of these for my Christmas bracelet. Now, this is just called the Northstar Clasp snake chain bracelet. They didn't come out very long ago, but they seem to like sell out and be so heavily discounted that I did think that it was getting discontinued. So I got my husband to look in store and they did have one size 18 left. So I was very excited about that. But then, well, now they're back in on the e-store again, so a little bit confused. I am happy though to have this for my Christmas bracelet, and that I got it for such a good price. Now, if you're looking for the hallmarks, I'll just show you the back. It's very cute. And it's a very, very tiny clasp, but I love these flat designs. They're very easy to get on and off. And they sit really nice too. Now, I did find the hallmarks. I don't think you'll be able to see them on the camera. They are literally inside that top little bit, just in the rim, and it was almost impossible to find it, even with my camera zoomed right in. But yeah, I've been wanting a bracelet for my Christmas design, and I thought, what better clasp than the Northstar bracelet. Okay, now the next piece I got, I'll just show you one. I did end up getting 4. Pop it on my stick. I got 4 of these charms. I sent 2 back and I kept the 2 that were a matching pair. One's already on a bracelet because obviously I've been playing around. So I just wanted to show you these. Now, I'm not sure if they've retired everywhere or only in Australia, but these are really small Muranos, and these, strangely enough, are called Faceted Blue Murano glass charm. Now, I paid $15 each, which in my opinion is a bargain, and I did sort of regret not getting them on the sale before that. So the fact that they still had some left was really good. Now, as you can see, the facets on this are really quite large, and I really, like, I didn't think I was going to love them until I saw some people on YouTube showing them, and I thought, I could definitely make that work, and for such a cheap price, why not? So I did buy 4, 2 went back. 1 I'm kind of thinking I should have kept because it had blue in it. And as you can see, this is very purple. So originally I was trying to get one that was more blue to get a pair, and I was going to put them on my winter bracelet. But since that didn't work out, I kept the 2 that were very purple. And of course, as usual, I only like to have things that I have a purpose for. So, code S925ALE, and the Pandora is just on one end. Now these are threaded. So yeah, they're really, really pretty. And they got a real glittery sort of inside them. And then the last piece I bought, I couldn't really afford to get it, but I was like, well, I kind of regretted not getting it at Christmas time. So I ended up having to do Afterpay, pay it off, but like, I thought, I was going to put this on my night and day bracelet, but then I tried it on that and I didn't think it really went, because having it on a necklace, it constantly wants to like be up this way, and I wasn't really happy with that because the necklace obviously curves and I didn't want to take my actual bangle apart. So I have found a place to put this, and this is 14 karat gold. I love the lines on it. I think that looks really cool, and it does want to sit up the right way, except for when you put it on a necklace. So you've got all these star cutouts on the side, and apart from that it's the same on both sides. I think that's hallmarks. So I was actually surprised when I got this how light it was, and strangely enough, now I've got used to it, it feels a bit heavier. Okay, the next lot of things I would like to share with you are very old pieces. Now I do have a couple of rings, and actually more than a couple of rings, and a few charms. So the first ring I would like to share, I bought end of last year, and I don't think I ever got around to showing you. So this one is just the grey moonstone, and I have this in the book. It's the code. Hopefully you can see that. Now this came in two colours, so there's Carnelian and Moonstone. So this was very pre-loved and quite well looked after. So this one matches my grey spaces that I have on my grey and silver bracelet. So as you can see, it's got the 3 little dots on each side. And it's quite a large ring. Now this is a 56, slightly too big some days. I'll take off my other rings. Okay, so I have to wear it on this finger. Now, at the moment, it's a little bit loose. So when it's a little bit loose, I end up putting one of the wishbone rings on it. So I don't think that distracts from the beauty of the ring. I think the little dots actually pick up those 3 little dots. Look at the size of the band. It's really quite thick. I mean, you compare it to one of my modern rings, you can barely even notice that on the band. So yes, very, very beautiful. Now it does have the hallmarks. Hopefully you can see it. So the only bit of wear really is tiny little bit of sort of rubbing, pitting on the bottom, but other than that, it's in very good condition. I think if I had another go at getting it and I saw one for a good price, I'd probably get a 54, just because this one's often loose, and I would like the opportunity to wear it on the middle finger. But I do have a grey birthday blooms ring too, and I do put that on the middle finger. Okay, now recently I bought from two different sellers of the birthday blooms rings. Now I've never had the Carnelian one before, and I got this one. Now the reason I really like this one is it's not super orangey. It often throws brown. So it's got this really, really unusual look about it. And this one is a 52. And it stacks really nicely with the November one. So I've just been wearing this with my browns and that sort of colour. Now down there somewhere is a hallmark. Not sure if you'll be able to see that, I'm flat out seeing it. Yeah, really interesting colour, this one. And then this one here is a Lapis. So this is September. And this one's a 54. So I thought this one was pretty nice. And the hallmark obviously is down the bottom as well. Okay, now the ring I bought the other day, I end up getting from the US, and the seller was just one of those sites that have a whole bunch of random things, and the seller didn't even know whether this was Pandora or troll bead in the ad. But I knew from previous experience, I'd seen this ring on, I think it was somebody's, it was either Pinterest or Instagram or somewhere. So I knew for sure it was a Pandora ring, even though I didn't have it in a catalogue. Now I did end up finding this ring in somebody's pictures, and it's from like 2004. So this is actually a cubic zirconia. Again, the seller didn't even know that it was, like, they thought it was peridot. I mean, it's pretty much the color of peridot, but it is only a cubic. But I got this for a really good price. Now there are stamps and they're very hard to see. So there's sort of like one on one side and one on the other. So it still has your S95 or 95 ALE. And honestly, I'm so blind today. The stamps. So there's just one on each side of the ring, and look at that beautiful band. Band is absolutely gorgeous. I really love the twisted detail. So I'm pretty excited to have this. I did have to give it a really good clean because it's sort of got a hole in the back and it had some gunk in the back. So being cubic zirconia, I wasn't too worried about like just letting it soak for a while, but it's quite sparkly now. Now this color green is more like a khaki green. There's some overlights in this color as well, which I wouldn't mind picking up. But isn't that the most unusual ring? Now this is the oldest piece of Pandora I own now officially, because I definitely don't have anything else this old, but I think it's a really cool ring. Very, very unusual. And it's a 55, which is perfect for my fingers, because usually I put a 54 on these fingers, these two, and my thumb. But when you've got a wider band, it's good to only go up a little bit. Sometimes you're sort of forced into a 56. So I can wear it on 3 fingers. It actually doesn't look too bad as a thumb ring as well. although it's not my preference to have it there. I mostly just wear it on my first finger, and then I wear like my leaf ring or something with it, and it looks really good. So yes, very excited to have this ring. So I don't have a name for this ring, but I do have a code. So I'll put all the codes for the old pieces in my description. So if you want to have a go at trying to find it, you can. Now I did get a couple of really old charms. First one I want to show you is super old. Now this is just called the Sunflower Pink CZ. There is a brown version as well. How cool is that? Now this is so rare and so old. I don't think I've got in any of my catalogues or my daughter's catalogues. And because it's so old and rare, it can sell for a fair bit. There is a brown version as well, but I definitely wanted the pink one. I had a spot for it. I had thought of this charm because I've got just the place for it. Okay, so the hallmarks are there. I mean, the charm looks brand new, really. You would not know it's as old as it is. It's probably about 20 years old or something. But how cool is that? So I will show you where I'm going to put it, because as you know, I have this bracelet and I absolutely love it, and I keep thinking I'm not going to do anything to it to change it, and then I do. So because I put the purple Muranos on here, and I must say the purple with the green is just amazing, and then I've got the pink. So when I rearranged it a little bit and added the little Muranos, I didn't have enough room to put the normal flower I had on the end. Because I have this one on this end, I thought this one is the perfect accompaniment to go with it. So I'll show you what this looks like. And I ended up changing the safety chain too, which I didn't think I would, but it started to not make sense having the other safety chain. So this is my Country Fair bracelet, and even though I think it's not going to have any more changes, then I seem to want to change it. So like I said, I wasn't expecting to end up getting these purple Muranos. I was looking for blue ones, but because they turned out purple, I thought, I don't know where I'm going to put them, and then I thought of this bracelet. So if you take a look at these two charms on the end, they've both got 3 stones and they both sort of stick out a bit. So I thought, and they're both about the same width. But this one's not threaded. Obviously I couldn't put that on the end, and this one is. That's what I love about the old Pandora charms just being threaded. You use them to stop things falling off the end. And if you don't have a safety chain, it's not as critical, but if you have a safety chain, it just gives you that extra peace of mind. So I feel like what I've done with that, I know I had a viewer say don't change it, but I don't know, it seems to still change every now and again because I think I find something better. So as long as it keeps the same feel about it. Now I am wearing this ring with this bracelet. I think the greens are fairly similar. And then the other piece I bought, that only just arrived a few days ago actually, and you know how I barely get any Muranos? Well, I bought myself a Murano. So this one's in fantastic condition. I paid like $30 delivered. And because the other gold star didn't really work out to be as a centerpiece of my necklace, I thought, I wonder if I could get away with this. And I had noticed these star Muranos before, but I'm always looking for a pair if I get Muranos. So yes, I'm quite impressed with how good a condition this one is. And there's stamps. That's the other side. Now, I'm not good with Muranos. Haven't had a lot to do with them. Okay, so this is an old catalogue. This is the black Murano. So this is the one with the black stars. That's the code. Hopefully you can read that. And it came in green. I think that's meant to be red, blue. It's actually two different colour blues. This one's really pretty, I do like that one. And I'm not sure if that's brown or burgundy. But yeah, the black one made a lot of sense for me. So I will show you what I'm going to do with this. Because I did end up restyling this necklace, and I end up taking these ones off my winter bracelet and putting a CZ Murano back, like a charm back on. So I thought, since these are snowflake and star design, I can get away with having them on this necklace. And this actually sits really nice on my neck. What do you think of that? Yeah, so I'm really enjoying that. I've only sort of been wearing it a couple of times because I've only just got the charm, obviously, but I think I'm pretty happy with that for now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed seeing my new pieces and my old new pieces, new to me. And until next time, take care.